Well, we are finally out for a hike and a little exercise. We found a nice place that isn't full of people or hunters. So this is a gorgeous place I've been to many times before. I've done a couple of videos on it. This is the bottom of the Doughton Park lands from the Blue Ridge Parkway down to almost Stone Mountain State Park. But it's on either side is the Thurwood game lands. So it's surrounded by hunting, but it is a non-hunting area. So it's a pretty nice area to come to. And there's a lot of camping here, but there's not a lot of cleanup here. There's a lot of trash. The fireplaces are full of garbage, and it would require a lot of cleaning up. So we're gonna try to hike up the Doughton Park trail up to the campgrounds that are up there. We've been up there before, and get some exercise, and hopefully we'll get a little scenery and decent video out for you. This little place we're at is, we don't come down here much because it's the very end of the parking area road, and there's usually a lot of campers down here. I mean, not campers, but a lot of tent campers down here. And you can see the mud and the filth that's down here. I think there's horse people camp down here, but it's a really nice area along the stream if you like to camp down here. If you're in a tent. Actually, somebody there's tire tracks down there, but you can see there's a campsite and fireplace there, and then there's another one over here. He's checking out the garbage in the campsites, and then there's a third one way over there. He's like Vanna, like Vanna White, showing you where the campsites are. But across the stream there seems to be a trail, and I'm real curious where that trail must go, or it's probably on private land, because the tree here has this red line which says it's the end of the state land or the public land. But there was a landslide on that trail. Pretty big little landslide that really makes the trail impassable unless you climb over all that. But there's some caves up there now where the rocks used to be, through the trees, sorry. But going out the road, there's a whole bunch of campsites in amongst these trees. There's 3 campsites there beyond these trees, closer to the road. There's 3 more campsites back over in there. It's a really nice little area, and it's all posted no hunting in this area, hunting safe zone. So I think it's set up for hunters to camp in. But I know that there's often horse trails or horse trailers and horses here. I don't know where they go. Let's see if we can find out. So this is the other campsite next to this is away from the stream. The other campsites were near the stream. But this is a neat place. We're gonna bring the Aliner down here someday. It's Stone Mountain is right over here somewhere, and so it's less than 10 minutes. So I think that's Stone Mountain right over here, and you can go to Stone Mountain and use their bathrooms and facilities if you really need to. But let's go for a hike. Let's see what we can find on the trail. So here's a map of where we are. We are way down in this corner right there, and we're going to follow the stream for the most part and get up to the campground, which is way up there, way up there. So let's get hiking. The trail that goes off to your right here goes up along the edge of the property and crosses into the game lands area. So we're not going to go there. We're going to continue up the main trail. There's a very old dam along this trail on this river that does a pretty good job of pretending to be a waterfalls. It's a beautiful little spot below it that's pretty deep, but for the most part this stream is pretty walkable. It's a nice clear brook with a nice stone bottom that's all gravel. Saturday, Thanksgiving weekend, we went up to one of the other game lands to see if we could get into some of the places that are pretty neat. And Pond Mountain Game Lands, which is roughly right on the corner of Tennessee, Virginia, and North Carolina, and it's a pretty neat area. You can get in there and stand on a little what do they call them, geo marker, and it tells you you're on the corner of the 3 states, so that's kind of cool. I want to get up there, but it was so full of hunters, and they were all nice. We talked about a bunch of them, and like I've told people in the past, I used to work for Fish and Wildlife, so I understand why they're there and what they're doing, and I'll tell you, they spend a lot of money that goes right into conservation funds and efforts. So don't diss the hunters. They pay for a lot of these forests, but we didn't want to run around and disturb them, and we didn't want to be unoranged dog in the woods, so we got out of there. But that's why we're here today. This is the great thing about this place, is there's no hunting in here, and there's the other trail right up above us right here. We just passed 2 guys coming back, and I think they're the last car in the parking lot, so I assume that we're the only ones on this trail at this point. It's probably about 4 o'clock. It's pretty late for hikers and people to be out. It's kind of a very cool, humid day. I think there's fogs moving in. It's no sunshine today, but it's a great day to be out in the woods, especially with him. He's just got a lot of energy. Yesterday we drove about 4 hours looking for a place that wasn't full of hunters, and today we found one, so that's good. Last year we came here with my niece and her beautiful German Shepherd, and we came down to this section. This is right side of there's a quick path down to this little beach here, and we had a ball playing in the water. In fact, we actually walked up the stream probably a quarter mile just walking in the stream because it's so shallow and it's so rocky, and we had a good time. Her dog is a flight risk. It's not trained at all. It's a smart dog, and it knows when it can get away and when it doesn't need to be listening to anybody. But I had Akila with me, who was just barely 2 years old, and he kept her in line pretty good. He showed her where to go and what to do. It's neat to come down to these streams because, especially when it's so quiet, you see a lot of animals and wildlife and stuff down here. Wildlife likes streams. This is one beautiful stream. I wish I could swivel the mic, because I know it cuts out when it's not pointing at me. The power of the river during flood stage is pretty impressive. It builds these huge dams, and that's a pretty big pond right there now. And then over on this side, the water's going around the dam. so that it can keep going. But that's a pretty full dam. That's not beaver or anything, that's just from floodwaters pulling down trees and stacking them up. Pretty neat. My word, pretty neat. You know, originally I was going to come out here and do a video on why I think I'm not in a hurry to go out west. There's just so many things about the East that I like, that I've been out west and I'm not real impressed with the West. I've been to California, Nevada, Utah, Seattle. I haven't been to the mid-states, Montana, Dakotas, but it's just, there's a lot I wanted to talk about. But you know, I get out here in the woods and the beauty of the streams and the waters and the animals and the birds, and my mind just goes to mush. I can't put together a decent video for you now. Trying to get him to behave when he's been cooped up for 4 days with me without any good fun and excitement. He really needs some real train time. So anyways, you'll have to suffer through this video for whatever I've got. Now you're probably gonna say this is just gross, but you see all these white spots on these bushes and all over the ground? This goes to tell you that probably there was a roost just above here of some kind of bird, owl, could have even been a heron or something. There's a lot there. It's a good place to just above us. But I always, when I see the trees and bushes speckled with bird poop, I always have to look up and hope that they're not about to go right then. It's just pretty cool that a tree can fall like that and just break apart and leave the trail open, don't you think? Mother Nature's thinking about us, that's all there's to it. The neat thing about walking a trail along a stream is that the wildlife don't really notice you very much if they're closer to the stream. But one of the things that I worry about is that this is a bear claw. This is where a bear has clawed the tree. Probably just stretching its legs and arms out, but that's about 8 feet up in the air on a very big tree. So I don't want to meet him. I'm not afraid of bears. I think they're pretty gentle guys and they're more afraid of us than we are of them, but I still don't want to spook him. I don't want to sneak up on him, which is why Aquila makes so much noise, I think. Well folks, we ran out of light. We're trying our new photo light. I guess it works pretty good. Like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you on the trail in a few weeks. We're going to Florida for Christmas, so we probably won't do a video until the new year. So have a great new year, great Christmas. Thanks for coming by. Bye-bye, folks. Okay, get in. Wet dog, up.